The tangerine gene in the crested geckos is untapped, and in this video I'm going to show you some of my favorite holdbacks that will be breeding this next season. So first gecko I'm going to show you is this male here. He is probably the least nice tangerine that I have here, but with that being said, he's still very stunning. You can see the tangerine coloration is just gives it, instead of that like yellow that you normally see with the markings on a crested gecko, it's more like an orange or like a tangerine, right? It actually starts to influence the white out gene as well here. So you can see the white out is more of like a yellow or orange color. This guy is just an awesome gecko. He has nice head structure, super busy, you know, crests, and a lot of spikes, which I love in the crested geckos. I don't like when a crested gecko doesn't have any spikes on its head. And of course, this guy has perfect head structure, perfect pinstripe, and really busy patterning. I absolutely love this animal, but I think he is not the nicest tangerine that I have here. So next, let me show you a little bit of a nicer tangerine will look like. And the good thing is, like, a bunch of these are, you know, unrelated, so I'm going to get to play with the genetics a lot. Actually, every single gecko here that I'm showing you guys is unrelated, even though they're all males. But this is an empty back tangerine, and I think the tangerine is really one of the best ways to make Halloween crested geckos. And of course, a Halloween being a super dark gecko with bright orange or burnt orange markings like you see on this guy. So this guy would be a Halloween pinstripe. Now you can also see the tangerine, especially when they hatch out, on the tail. The tail is honestly the telltale sign of what a lot of morphs are nowadays. When you hatch a cappuccino, you see the dark tail. When you hatch a tangerine, you see the really bright orange tail. When you hatch a frappuccino, the tail is bright white instead of, you know, the like cream that the lily whites have. But this gecko is just absolutely stunning. Great head structure as well. Not super wide. The head is not super wide, but the crests are all filled in. Even that little gap between the eye and the very tip of the crest has spikes, which I absolutely love, and a super dark base color, which is really important when you're trying to make Halloweens. This guy I actually got in a wholesale lot as a tiny little baby, and as a baby I already knew I'm going to hold this animal back. So this is cool because it's completely unrelated to all of my stuff. This is the only gecko here that I did not produce. He is definitely going to help me produce some of the nicer tangerines out there. And the tangerines are so untapped. There's not a lot of people working with them, and I think the reason is because they don't show out as well on camera, but when you see them in person, they just pop. Now this little fella here is a tangerine tricolor, and you can see that the tangerine is what really makes that tricolor white pop out. This guy is absolutely stunning. He is a Harlequin, extreme Harlequin, tricolor with that tangerine coloration. You see that burnt bright orange markings, and I can't wait to put him into my tangerine, but more in particular into my tricolor project. So he is an awesome animal. Really looking forward to breeding this guy actually. Eventually down the line we'll incorporate him with some tangerine females as well. Awesome, awesome gecko right here. Now next I'm going to show you a lily white. This is what happens when you mix lily white with tangerine. Now this is a super low expression tangerine lily. It does a couple things to the lily white markings. In the case of this girl, it kind of like makes the lily white markings pink. When it's really high expression, you'll see that the lily white markings are just bright orange. It's neat to see the different varieties that can come out of lily whites. So the lily whites tend to exaggerate whatever trait you put it with. You could definitely see it with the tangerine because the parents of this gecko are not that, you know, they weren't even in my tangerine project, put it that way. So it's cool that this popped out, and it is a female, so she will go to one of the following males that I've been showing you. But I just absolutely love that pink hue that the lily whites get. And when they get even more extreme, by the end of the video, I'll show you a really extreme tangerine lily white, but it's just like super bright orange. You couldn't even believe it. Now, let me put this girl back. And next, I'm going to show you one of my favorite holdbacks from last year. And this male, he is a lot of stuff going on. He obviously a tangerine animal, but he's also empty back, and he has whiteout and snowflaking. A lot going on with this animal. Basically, you know, a genetic powerhouse. I'm gonna pair him up to a bunch of beautiful females. He has really nice head structure, a big, wide crest, and a good size on this animal. This animal, I think he's about 1.5 years, if I'm not mistaken, and he is already like, you know, pretty decently sized. So excited to breed this guy and to put him to, you know, empty bags. Obviously the main focus being the tangerine, but creating some white wall empty bags, some white wall tangerines, and some other really cool stuff. And when this guy fires down, he is actually like, his base color, which is dark right now, will actually be more of like an olive green. So one of the more unique animals I have for sure. This last holdback I'm going to show you is one of my favorite ones I produced, and this is a white wall tangerine from Onyx, which is the male that I had here, which is my primary male that I'm working with for the tangerine project. Now, this is a tangerine white wall crested gecko. I think I actually showed this guy in a previous video where I showed a bunch of different holdbacks, but I just wanted to give you guys an update and include them in this video since I am talking about these tangerine crested geckos. And what I love about him is that super deep dark base and that bright orange color that pops from the tangerine mixed with those white walls. He has a big blocky head, nice big crest and head structure, so he is going to be an amazing breeder in the future. Now, stay tuned guys, I'm going to show you some of the most beautiful baby hyper tangerine lily whites, and they show color unlike anything else. So we'll see how they do. I don't know if they're gonna keep that color, if it's gonna fade a little bit, but there's no way that it doesn't keep some of that color into adulthood. So let's take a look at that now. All right, and this is what a super tangerine lily white looks like. Now, I'm calling it a super tangerine. I don't know if it's an incomplete dominant or if it's just a selectively bred thing. Tangerine just expresses so crazy on the lily whites, and this is one of the best examples I have to show you right now. I'm gonna keep these back, grow them out, and figure out how this thing works, because this is one of the most stunning lily whites I have ever hatched. Hopefully it stays this orange. I have hatched out some that have that really orange dorsal. It starts to fade away as it gets older, but I've never hatched one out this bright orange. So with that being said guys, stay tuned. I will be updating you guys on the channel about this little baby gecko. And if you like the video, make sure you subscribe, like the video, comment your thoughts, and I'll see you guys on the next one.